Hello and welcome to another episode of Mike Behind Bars. I'm Bars.
I'm Mike.
And today we will be covering the forecast for this Friday, which is all about the news and current affairs. And the two most poignant stories, we believe, in the world today.
Well, this week so far.
Well, so far.
Who
Who knows, it might change tomorrow. It might change later, you never know. But nonetheless, this is what we think is best at the minute. So what are we talking about today?
Number 1, Hurricane Patricia.
Yeah, very much so.
And number 2, China's child policy.
One child.
Right.
Or not no more. I mean, this is the report that, China for the longest, decades and decades, they've only been allowed to have one kid per household, so man and wife partner, they've only been allowed to have one child. Now, they're alleviating that and making a massive difference by allowing them to have a grand total of 2. I think we do that. Thoughts on this, obviously, from an international point of view, it's a good thing because there's more liberty. But what do you think on the whole? I'll let you go first on this one because, I think...
Thinking from the people's point of view, they'll be happier.
Possibly.
For the main reason that, they're not just limited to a child. Funny as it sounds, I don't mean to be a bit of an idiot about it.
No.
But as I look at it, knowing that one of my old best mates, he passed away and he was an only child, his mum and dad were too old to have another one. So the problem that you've got with only allowing one child is, what if they get to say, 20, 30 years old, they die, they haven't started a family yet, and you're too old.
There's no one to pass the line on. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
That's the one problem that I found with it. But then again, you've got the population side.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, for me, I think the main sort of concern over this one was the amount of female babies being, as harsh as it sounds, thrown out. Such is the Chinese way, I suppose.
The problem is, you can see why. Because
oh yeah, you do.
the male ones carry on the name, they carry on.
It's not just that. China is an incredibly sexist culture. No matter how you look at it, it just is. And shoot me for saying so, but what was that?
I just shut you.
Oh.
That is what that was. You know what, shut up.
I can see arming it too, though. Sorry, yeah, shooting. That's the line I was going with. Or are we going back to the porno and 3D printing?
We don't.
What's going on?
We don't need.
I'm so done.
3D
I don't know who I am.
Well, we need 3D. We don't need pornos.
3D pornos.
3D pornos.
Yeah, think about that. But on your 8K UHD TV. But 3D printed, of course. But
printed porn.
No, 3D printed 8K TVs for 3D porn.
We're onto something here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's a gap in the market. You heard it here first. This is intellectual property. You aren't allowed it.
By right.
Intellectual property, this is evidence. So, sorry, getting back on the subject. Obviously, China being as sexist as it is, a lot of female children being thrown up, there's obviously going to be... It might not make a massive difference, say if the female child gene is still present within the family, they might have 2 female children, it won't make much of a difference, but...
You're still going to see female children being thrown out.
Yeah, you will,
for one reason
nonetheless, which is a travesty and it is a humanitarian crisis, don't get me wrong. But my main problem with this is I don't think they should. I really do think under China's circumstance, they should have stuck to the policy they had, not bowed to international pressure. It'd be like, say, if the UK gave the Falklands up, I would massively disagree with that, just because the rest of the world might think, oh no, it should be Argentina's. It's like, well, no, it's ours. We do what we want with ours. You know what I mean? So, to me, this is what it comes across like, China, especially after their president's not long been here. And that was sort of spoke about with Mr. Cameron and, what's his face, Corbyn. Forgot his name. That's how much of an impact he's like, communist pig dog. But
well, we can see which way he goes.
I don't like him. But yeah. But there you go. I shouldn't agree with China on that score either. But I do. very rare occasion I would. I mean, the amount of people living in the southeast of China, it's the most densely populated area in the world. There's over 1 billion people who live in such a small area, and you know, because this is going to be lifted, you will be seeing people exploiting the fact that this law has come into force, or this reform has come into force. So you're going to have, like, say, double the amount of children being born. That's double the amount of, say, female children being given away. That's double the amount of people being born, and it's already rapidly growing. I mean, that's a major, major problem.
Yeah.
You can't find houses for all these people. A lot of China is, I mean, yeah, we have this wonderful view of Shanghai, Hong Kong, Beijing being quite prosperous areas. They're not. Is the long and short of it. It's not. It's a horrible place. I mean, the pollution, the poverty, the low levels of accommodation. I mean, stuff we would consider third world, living in developed countries such as the US, Canada, England, France, Germany, doesn't matter where really. China's a bad place to live, let alone the authoritarian rule.
Yeah.
But, you know, I really do think it's a contentious point, and I'm not sure whether it is a good idea.
So the problem I have, the one-child policy is Chinese tradition. They've always had a one-child policy to a certain degree.
I mean, a lot of this,
and that has become their culture, their tradition, that sort of
I can go
element to it.
I can go with that.
It's probably not the right word for it, but it's been there so long, it has become a tradition.
Yeah, but I suppose then the argument would be so as throwing out your female children, which is wrong. I mean, this is as much the individual's fault as it is China's. Let's not forget that. You know, I mean, China is as much, the Chinese people are as much to blame as their government, and for people to get on the case to the government is wrong. I mean, that's not their fault. It's just that they've been dealt a bad hand and they're trying to go. That's what I mean. That's their problem. I mean, they've been dealt pocket twos. The flop's gone down, and there's been like 2 jacks go down, a king go down, and you know the other person on the table has a full house of kings and jacks. You're never going to win, but China have still got to go through with it. Now, for the international community to put pressure on China to that extent, I think is very, very wrong and very fascist, I dare say. But I blame Tony Blair. I'm not even joking.
Straight in with the fucking blame. Yeah, I mean, straight in.
That's what I call my penis.
I mean, it's got to be difficult. What, Tony Blair?
No, the blame.
Well, it's always blamed.
No, straight in with the blame. I played the blame game.
Oh.
I'm so done. I don't actually call my penis the blame game. Sorry. Yeah, it's their friend.
Yeah, but then ugly people end up having the blame. Like seriously fat people and ugly and like rotting people.
Yeah, that's why you don't make friends with women who are fat friends. You know what? This is going to offend a lot of people.
This will offend a lot of people.
Let's carry on. So, yeah, I mean, on the whole, I think possibly a progressive movement, which isn't a bad thing, but maybe it's the kick up the backside China needs to develop the northwest of the country.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I know there's a lot of arable farmland, but there's a lot of underpopulated areas of China. The same as Russia. You know, they're exactly the same, except they don't have a people problem.
It must be difficult for the families, you know.
Oh, yeah,
just had a daughter.
But then it's, as
and
I
you
say,
have to throw it away.
No, they don't, though. They don't have to throw their child away. I mean, if you're a decent parent, you don't throw your kids away. You don't do it.
If a daughter does come first, you shouldn't get rid of it.
That is exactly what the Chinese people do, which I don't know who you are. I don't know what kind of a parent you might be, but I don't have kids. And if I were to have kids, be it intentional or not, or say if one of my exes calls me up in the distant future and it's like, oh yeah, you have a 14-year-old son. And it's like, oh, well, you could have told me 13 years ago so I can care for them. Or 13 years and 9 months, whatever it may be. Yeah, so I can actually care for my child. That, you know what I mean? That's just what you do. And I'm not sure whether that gets lost in translation going to the east of the planet, but I just think it is a Chinese problem. And yeah, well, I disagree with it entirely.
So,
I disagree with China. The Chinese are bad people.
You're not sure. You're not sure. Yeah, we've spoken about it. That's the Chinese policy.
Yeah.
You know how we both stand on it.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 with it, to be honest. I mean, as I say, it's progressive.
I can see why they've done it.
Yeah, as I say, it's progressive. It's a good humanitarian movement, but I have a fear that it's going to cause more humanitarian issues than it will solve.
Yeah.
And a lot more money to come out of China's already failing economy. Yes, they have a lot of money in China, but they overstocked on their steel, and that's not a good thing, considering it's one of the most expensive resources. Commodities.
Commodities. It's a commodity.
It's a commodity.
It's a commodity.
No.
Right then, so...
Okay, yeah, Hurricane Patricia.
Hurricane Patricia.
Did any of you watch the Austin GP? I think that'll cover everything we're about to say. But
a 6 mile wide eye of the storm.
Yeah, a 6 mile wide hurricane.
That's not the bit that will get you. The bit that really made me go shit is a 30-mile radius around the 6 mile eye was 200 mile an hour winds. Now that's 30 miles on top. And that's 30 miles around a 6 mile eye. So
that's 36 miles. It is.
It's 60. It'll be 66 mile wide. Okay. Well, if you think about it, 30 miles all the way around the eye, and you've got 30 miles on each side, plus the 6 miles in the middle.
78 miles. 78 miles from tip to tip. So that's a 70. Put it like this: it's a 78.
You got 30 miles either side of the...
No, carry on. I'll tell you the exact area that covers in a moment. You carry on.
Anyway, so 30 miles all the way around the 6 mile eye. Yeah, that is a devastating zone. It's classed as the largest hurricane on record.
Right. Okay. Put bluntly, this isn't going to be bang on correct, so don't quote me on this. Yeah, citation and clarification needed. But that's roughly 2,700 miles that covers. Square miles.
That's the thing is that's just the impact zone.
No, wait a minute.
That sounds a bit much.
No, pi r squared. So from tip to tip, the radius would be 36 meters. 36 squared is 936.
It won't be from tip to tip because.
The radius is from the centre to...
Oh, it is, yeah. It's okay. I failed maths.
Well, I was pretty good at maths. So, do check... In fact, I'll check that now. Carry on.
But no, then you've got the rest of it outside of that, which is still going to be fairly devastating. I mean, that is just the main area.
I was short.
Do I want to know how much? Well, there you go. That's the exact on a calculator on a phone.
4,000 odd square miles. This hurricane covers. That is devastating, and that's been sweeping across Mexico for the last fortnight now. Is it something like that?
I think it's finished now.
So, well, yeah.
I think it was there for a day or two, and then it started to disband. I don't know. It won't still be there.
I don't know. I think it's going to carry on for a while.
Oh, is it?
I
don't know.
I think so. But yeah, I mean, bearing in mind, it's already devastated large parts of Mexico, like Guadalajara or Guadalajara. Or, I can't pronounce it. Forgive me. I don't speak Spanish. I can speak a bit of Russian, French, German, Italian, Spanish. Don't have a clue. Don't ask me. But yeah, nonetheless.
Tiquera puta. I love you all. That's the only Spanish I know. Because I think it's hilarious.
Maldito.
Matador. That's another one.
Matador. Well, get you. I better have.
Anyway, getting off the subject.
Yeah, sorry. Just naming Spanish words.
Because it's on about its trajectory was on about going into Texas.
Finishing
in Texas.
It probably will finish in Texas, and don't get me wrong, a lot of Texas isn't used. I appreciate that, but it will touch on areas such as New Mexico, probably Arizona, possibly Utah, even if it carries on that long. I mean, this is a really deadly storm. If this was to have gone across the Gulf of Mexico, like say Katrina did, I'd like to see how Obama would have reacted to this, given what happened with Bush, because this is a much, much worse storm than Katrina.
Yeah,
like Katrina was bad.
It is on record the worst.
Yeah, Katrina was bad. This is horrific.
Devastating.
I mean,
it hit at 9 o'clock one of the nights, and I was sitting there, and I was thinking, I'm sitting.
you're in
here.
Mexico?
No, I was sitting in my house. I was sitting there, I was eating a sandwich, and I was like, around this time, there are people just sitting there, just waiting to die.
Wow, that's
whilst I was sitting there, perfectly alright, just cloudy. So, anyway, to wrap it up.
Yeah, to wrap it up, China's bad. Hurricane Patricia's bad.
Problem solved. Get rid of both. There we go.
Get rid of both. Yeah, Sam. It'd be like a really bad episode of Twisted that would with Chinese subtitles.
Chinese dubbing.
Episode, remake, sorry. I don't know why I said episode.
That is a really bad hurricane. Anyway, that's taking the piss now. Anyway, right. So we both conclude they're both devastating.
Yeah, I mean, any of you saw the Austin GP in Texas? That was before the hurricane actually hit America. That's just part of the storm. I mean, that 4,000 square miles figure, that's only came from what the 200 mile an hour winds.
Yeah,
that's all the only. Covers. Obviously, beyond that, it's still going to be pretty major. This is a huge storm. Words don't describe. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, you know, like, subscribe. We're on Facebook, Twitter. We'll see you soon, boys.
See you later.
And ladies.
And ladies.
She knows.
Don't forget the ladies.
She knows.
Come on, play the game.
That one there.
That one there.
That one. You'll get it, love.
You'll get it.
Proper moist.
Proper moist. Right. See you later. Next episode, Monday, I think it is. Is it Monday? Back onto music.
Monday now. Back
onto
music.
music. Right.
Yep.
Been a nice surprise for you. See you later.